Hello, everyone. I see you guys are kind of rolling in a bit. Definitely do appreciate that. Welcome to the Shaker's Den. Uh, it's been a long time since that has been said here on this channel. Of course, it is invite only, but tonight, each and every one of you who are joining me tonight are invited into the Shaker's Den. I am, of course, Santana, one half of the only dominating tag team in women's wrestling talk or any other talk or all things media team, the Salt Shakers. And today is a very, very special day, very, very touching day because I have lost my other half, my Salt Shaker. And you know, it's it's been tough. It has not been easy um to lose a friend in such a short time period, and I think each and every one of you guys who have supported us, have supported Nikki and everything that she has done. That's something that is truly, truly special. And that is something that I will never, ever take for granted. Um, Kind of want to give you guys a little bit of a backstory. A lot of people know how me and Nikki met. If you've interviewed her or had her on your shows and stuff like that, she always tell you how her and I met. And her and I we met on Clubhouse in 2021 during the pandemic, when everybody was inside the house. And you know, it was a we met in like a lot of other different wrestling rooms, Pro Wrestling Anonymous, and then eventually the Wrestling Classic, and then eventually we created our own group called the OGs. Um, Me and Nikki, our friendship bonded over Bad Girls Club because we just enjoyed all of the ratchiness of reality TV, video games, and things like that. Um, Me and Nikki first met each other in person in 2022 for WrestleMania in Dallas. That was my first WrestleMania that I have ever been to out of my years of living because my parents was not taking me to WrestleMania at all whatsoever. They was like, "Girl, no, it's not happening." Met her there, and our friendship continued to grow even more as we ended up being a part of a publication. Of course, Women's Wrestling Talk. That's where we started the Salt Shakers, and it continued to flourish from there. Um, as a person, Nikki was very, very, very rowdy. Definitely the polar opposite of me. Said what was on her mind, did not give a damn about what anybody had to say, how you felt, or anything like that. But you knew that if she really, really liked you, if she really, really cared for you, she was gonna always have your back. There was not one time that Nikki did not have my back where I had to even speak for myself. Those who know, who worked with us together, know what went down that day when I said what I said, and she jumped in immediately. There was no hesitation behind how much she protected me as a friend, as a tag partner, and so much more. Um, so yeah, it's still really, really shocking to know that she's no longer here, but to know that she's finally at peace with everything that she was dealing with, um that makes me happy. It makes me feel good. It makes me know that she is still around, you know, and is a part of each and every one of us who's had a bond, who's ever had a chance to meet her, who's ever had a chance to work with her, who's ever been in the chance to be in the room with her. She's always made it her best bet to speak with to everyone, and she left a really, really good impression on anyone that she's met, whether it's in the wrestling space or personal. You knew the kind of person that Nikki was, and that's something that I will always cherish. Um, that's why I named this like a Big Barbie Forever, because that's exactly how she introduced herself to a lot of people, and that's just was her nature, and everything. And today to celebrate not only just her life but also her birthday. Today would have been her 33rd birthday. And this is technically officially a month since she has passed. And each day is not okay. Each day is not easy. Each day it gets harder um, to know that the person that you spent your most of your time with is no longer here. So I'm gonna try my best to keep it together as best as I can because I'm not really an emotional person. But you know, the love that I had for Nicki was real. The friendship that I had with her was real. To go from spending 24/7 of your life with someone, traveling the world, or just being in each other's presence or company, you don't have that anymore. So a little bit of that is gone, but we're going to get through this together, and so on and so forth. So I have a few people that are going to come up and just, share their memories and favorite moments with Nicki and things that they've experienced and stuff like that. And a couple of people could not be here, but they were able to send a couple of things in. Thank you. We're able to send a couple of things in to celebrate her. And but I'm not doing this alone. I do have Mika, who's going to be my co-pilot for tonight. She's going to help me with tonight, with this stream and everything. And thank you guys for even taking the time out of your day to come and be a part of this. It really does mean a lot to me, and I know it means a lot to Nicki. I know she's like, Santana girl, I don't never see you cry. I don't never see you be emotional, because she know I'm the total opposite. Nicki's the more emotional one. I'm more like, you know, it is what it is. But Mika, I do want to thank you for being my co-pilot with this for tonight, because I don't think that I would be able to do this by myself. So I definitely do appreciate that.
You know, I'm always here for you. And you know, she'd cuss me out because y'all was trying to get me in the den forever. And it would be that I'm in the den when she
All
ain't
right.
here. But she's here. She's here. She orchestrated all of this. This is all her doing. And, you know, I was honored that you asked me. And of course, I was going to be here. You know, we started this shit together.
We
And
did.
it's been a long time. But you know, this just reminds me that we have to keep it together.
Mm-hmm.
We've been through a lot together. We don't gotta go into all that foolishness, but this is what she would have wanted, and so
Yeah.
I'm honored to be here. I'm honored to help you do your thing one more time. We ain't been the gold standard in a long time,
We have not.
but we're here. You know, that faction that y'all couldn't get enough of. You know, the other one should be here eventually. But yeah, we're gonna do it. I got you, girl. Let's do it.
I do appreciate that.
She
So how
would.
are gonna
She would, Bosa.
she absolutely would be. She absolutely would be, and she would be talking hella shit. I'm telling you right now. Absolutely. You have no idea.
Honey,
Honestly, the Nicki that a lot of people got to meet in the wrestling spaces versus the Nicki within the OGs is
two different people.
it's chaotic. I'm telling you.
Ooh, man,
Let me tell you something. If our chat got leaked, y'all would, yeah,
man.
yeah.
Or some of the conversations we've had late
It'll
night.
be.
And,
I'm sure
ooh,
Clubhouse has had a time listening to our conversations. I'm telling you, we have had a lot of things that have been said in so many
man,
different ways. You have absolutely no idea.
because I'll
Uh,
make you laugh. The list popped up in my notes the other day, and I said, "Oh God, why is this still here?"
Boy, a good time. But like I said, I do have a couple of others who have absolutely. Well, I don't. They might shoot
No,
me
you
across the
been Joe
border.
by yourself. You been
They
Joe
might
by
they
yourself.
might shoot me across. I'm telling you. But um, I like I said, I did have some people that will be joining me today. Oh, okay.
That's crazy. I'm not even putting that up here. Don't
Not
worry.
saying that, however, comma,
I'm not showing that.
that is
No.
accurate. That is extremely accurate. But like I said, I do have some people who have been in the spaces with Nicki, have worked with her, had them on her show, and everything. And one in particular, who was my tag partner in a different universe,
Ooh, and
holding,
mine too at one point.
yeah, holding down SmackDown and what Rampage when it was alive.
Hmm.
Um, Unfortunately, that's not,
We ain't gonna talk
they're
about
not there
that
no more. But you know, it is
because
what it
I
is.
heard Mania and I got to tell you all about it. But anyway, continue talking.
uh, it still happens. You know, you can let go of their order though. I'll tell you that much. But I want to bring in Stephanie Hardy of the Hardy Wrestling Podcast and the cousin of Matt and Jeff Hardy. If you didn't know, you know now. I reached out to Stephanie because I feel like she was a perfect person who has worked with both me and Nicki in a different universe. And she's one person aside of everyone else who has also watched our friendship or partnership and everything from the sidelines and have actually been able to witness it too. And Nicki has been on Stephanie's show before. And she's always supported Stephanie in everything that she's done. So I want to give Stephanie the floor to, share your amazing moments that you remember of Nicki, and so on and so forth.
Well, hey, thank you guys so much for having me. And hey, Meek, I was so happy to see you in Vegas. And that was our first time seeing each other in
It
person.
was long hug, long
Oh God,
rocking
the
hug.
longest hug ever. But thank you, Drian, for asking me to be a part of this. This has been hard because I just remember how much of a lively spirit Nikki is. And I remember the first time we were on a show together, we were talking about Bianca Belair. And because they were both from Tennessee, like the amount of pride that Nikki has for being from Tennessee and seeing Bianca Belair make it as far as she has was one of the most amazing things to witness. And on that show, she started listing off a whole bunch of landmarks from Tennessee all at once. And this was our first time on a show together. And I'm just listening to her just go off, go off, go off, go off, go off. And I just remember feeling like this is the type of energy that I long to have about being from my place in Alabama or just being excited about anything. And that's what I loved about Nikki the most. She was just always on 10 about what she loved and who she loves. And I'm so blessed I got to be one of those people she allowed in her life. Like, she was so loving and so protective. It's so funny how today is her birthday and then today is also my father's birthday. They're both Tauruses, and I'm really happy that I've had like two really like protective Tauruses in my life. Nikki was very protective of me because anybody who knows me knows I'm a very nice person. Don't really try to shake nothing up like that, for real, for real. Um, and it's just anytime she saw me feeling down on myself or saw me, sort of just trying to dim my light a little bit, she never let me do that. She never let me do that. She was just like, no, you have to keep going. You can do this. You are a good writer. You are a great host. The one of the last things she sent me a Valentine's Day card, and it was her telling me how much she loved me and how much I was needed in this space. And she was always just so encouraging to me as I grew, up and through everything. And I miss her so much. I miss her random messages that she would send, saying, "Hey, how are you?" A couple of times she said that she was going to come down here to Alabama so we could go to Golden Corral together because we just wanted to like just be together and just eat, if that was the case. And because I was just telling her I could really use some Golden Corral one time, and she was just like, "I'm gonna come down there with you," and it sadly never happened. But at the same time, I'm grateful that she and I had that level of rapport with each other, and I could feel safe with telling her what some of my insecurities were with being a host, with being a writer, with doing commentary or anything. And she would always lift me up. And she was an amazing sister to have, and she still is an amazing sister to have. I was able to walk through everything that I've been through over the past couple of years, and with every opportunity that I've gotten, because of her light. And I will always walk with her in mind in everything that I do. So I'm just so grateful to have witnessed her growth, witnessed you and use Drion and her and y'all's sisterhood. It was just so beautiful to watch blossom, and it was very joyful, and it could be chaotic at times, but it was still really fun, very joyful, and I'll just never forget the time, just watching the Shakers did and watching it grow and all the interviews y'all got and all the creative things that you guys would do. I was always rooting for you guys. I was rooting for all of us. And our relationship is a little different now, but it still exists. And as long as we know we love each other, that's all that matters. So I'm so happy to celebrate her with you guys. I'm happy to have had her in my life. And I'm just going to do my best to just keep everything going the way that she would have wanted me to.
Yeah, she definitely. Yeah, our shows were a little chaotic. I'm not gonna lie, especially NXT Uncut.
They were
I was doing a
funny.
lot. Yeah, I was doing
You
a lot.
know, let me tell you something. NXT Uncut was our raunchiness of
It
NXT
was.
because we couldn't say the things we want to say elsewhere. That's why we started doing our own shit. And that's that. But Stephanie, I definitely do appreciate you and everything, and I still do very much like you a lot. I do.
Don't
I
start,
love you
sweetie.
too.
Don't start.
You absolutely know that and everything. And not only has Stephanie been a part of, she's been welcome into the Shakers Den before,
Mhm.
Mhm.
and everything with our award show and everything like that, and has had the chance to kind of see how me and Nicki are up close when we were in that other universe. There was another person that also was able to see how me and Nicki were in that other universe as well. I want to bring in Al because Al first show with us was Turnbuckle Glam,
Turnbuckle glams.
and
Yes.
that's where the gold standard started there. The four.
The
It was
four.
four of us. We weren't the four horsewomen, but we
Mm-mm.
were the gold
The
standard.
gold standard.
And that's pretty much where that started there, within our love for fashion and other chaotic things. And Nikki has also been on Al's show too, when they were in their boat matching Ken Enough and Barbie at that time
Uh-huh.
that the movie came out and stuff. So Al, thank you so much for coming in and stuff like that. But wait, I gotta give me a oh yeah.
Oh
Hell yeah.
I
Um,
haven't done that in a long, long time.
that felt real good. I'm gonna need to just clip that, and that's
That's how,
there's my intro for the
that's how I used to
pod.
introduce Al every time she would come in.
Oh, feels good. That felt good.
yeah.
Thank you for coming in though, Al. But definitely the floor is yours to kind of just talk about, your experiences with Nikki, and even having her on your show and stuff like that too.
That was great. That just made me I feel whole right now. Like I feel like this feels like a nice warm hug, a chaotic hug with all my babes. Um, you know. But yeah, like you said, Turnbuckle Glam. I remember I think I tweeted this after, Nikki's passing, and I remember just being scared because like I jumped in and they're like, do you want to do this show? And I was like, okay, with people I've never met. I was so intimidated and scared. And I remember like popping into the stream and being like, oh, they know each other. Like a new kid in school. I don't know. And I was like, okay, like feeling it out. And you guys are talking. And I was like, okay, what's the vibe? Okay. And then I know Nikki said like the moment I was saying Charlotte looked like she was in her bridal shower in Vegas that she was like, you're in, you're good. Like, and I was like, okay. But just even like knowing like beforehand, like when I came in to the other place, that I was told, oh yeah, Nikki knows who you are. And I was like, Nikki knows who I am. Before me, little old me. Like that's just how I always felt. Like me. I just have that. I think kind of the way Stephanie and I feel are just very like, are we cool? Like we love this. We want to be here. Like, are we good? Like we know we're good, but we're also just like, hi, we're just little guys in this wrestling space. Like I just feel like, is my voice like right? But Nicki was always like, no, like you have a voice, you have something, and always was so uplifting. And there was Mika was there. We did a show. Nicki ran in because we love a good run in around here from the airport after SummerSlam, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
And just ran in at the airport bar and just said how much like she loved us and just hyped us up, and that just felt so good.
She might have been a little intoxicated, but that's
you know what?
There.
But,
Yeah.
But drunk words are
people
the
never
truth.
lie though. Drunk people never
Those are
lie.
the truth. But it just was like, it felt so nice, and just always, she would always check on me, recently, everything she's going through. But so like, how are you? What are you doing? Like, are you good? And I'm just like, are you good? Like one of the last things I told her is like, we need you healthy. We need you in this world. And she's thinking about other people. And I'm mad my package did not come. And I'm waiting for the day that it finds itself in the mail randomly. I'm going to be so upset.
It's going to be a day you need it. It's going to
so
be
random. Be so bad.
You already know it's going to be a day where like it was the worst day, and it's going to be just like a little love from Nicki in the post office. It might be a year later, but it's going to be in the mail.
They're like, oh, you found what? And like Nicki was just always like thinking of me, like going to GCW, send me videos of, everyone knows my fave, Matthew Justice. She was like, I got your boy for you. Like just clips like that, and just even being, but like you said, starting my podcast solo. I still don't know what I'm doing as a single star. Like I've always had you guys to rely on or something behind me. So starting this it's still scary. It's still not where I want it to be. But Nicki, I was like, Nicki, will you be my first guest? And Nicki's like, absolutely. So I was like, okay, great. Like Nicki believed in me. So I was like, that felt so good. Like to know that someone that I put on a pedestal that I think, was doing great, killing it. Ooh, now I'm getting feels. I'm like Santana, we don't want to show emotion. But like just to know that she just was like, I support you, and like I'm gonna do this. And I was like, you're my first interview. She's like, oh my god, I am. I was like, yeah. And then like we showed up matching. We didn't know. She's in Barbie, I was in Ken. Like that was just, I'm just so grateful for her support and for her to be like, you are good enough. And that was just like who she was, and she just made everybody feel so good. Woo! But even always like liking when I was gonna go live with Mika over on Body Slam on our stuff. When Mika was going through her stuff in the other place, and Nicki stepped in for a whole summer to talk about Dynamite with me.
And I still appreciate her to this day. Because I was
You were not. It's fine. Life is life, and it's fine. We've been through a lot, all of us together. And but yeah, Nicki doing that, doing to the other place and going to AEW was foreign for her.
Yeah.
However, though, this is also her birthday. This is also the day Deanna debuted. Remember?
It is.
And her birthday.
Yeah.
Girl did.
Mm-hmm.
We did a show. She was in the chat on her birthday. I remember that day.
Me too.
But yeah, Nicki always just uplifting us and making us feel like so supportive and like, oh, you see that in me? Damn, okay, I guess I am. Okay, I'm gonna do it. Fine, all right.
Yeah. And her pep talks were not always the nicest.
No.
But you understood her because she was going to meet you where you were and make sure that you knew how she felt about you.
Yes. it was harsh. And sometimes you're like, damn, I didn't want to hear that, but okay, you're right. But I'm glad I know Nicki. I'm glad I met all of you beautiful angels, and gold standard forever.
We'll send it forever.
Yeah, put our fours
Our
up.
fours up. Oh, Steph. I know.
It's like I said, it's a it's really not as easy or anything like that. That's just for anybody who has, been in a time and space where you may have, lost someone close. And even though we haven't known each other that long and whatnot, it feels like I've known her forever. Um, I've had plenty of friends in my life, and I'm not the easiest person to be friends with. I'm very standoffish. Everybody knows that I'm not
Girl,
friendly. I'm not easy to be greetable.
girl,
I don't like people.
You
I
are
don't like
easy
people
to be
walking up
friends
on
with.
me. I don't like people walking up talking to me. I don't like any of that. I just let me be incognito, and all of that. But with Nicki, it was totally different. Going to the TNA shows and
Oh,
seeing how people would be crowded around her, and my anxiety is through the roof because everybody knows me, and I've said this before. I do have social anxiety, and when random people are just coming up out of nowhere, and you're talking to Nicki, but you're standing on my side, it makes me nervous because why can't you stand over there?
she used to
Why are you
just
standing
walk
on my
away.
side?
When me and Nikki were talking to
Move
people,
over
she would
there,
just walk
please.
away. We just be gone. Like, where
I
are
do
you
walk
at?
away. Don't get me wrong. I do that to everybody. If you stop to have a conversation with somebody, I'm walking away because that has nothing to do with me, But it doesn't that I mean any harm. It's just like y'all ain't coming to talk to me. Y'all ain't giving me no hello. You're just straight to who's wrestling tonight, right? Your fave is here. Shit like that. I was like, damn, it's like fuck Santana,
Oh
bro. Like I don't
God.
even exist. It's
Oh
like,
my God.
but it's really funny, it is, but Nicki, she's always been the one to you just know, like she's met so many people. I didn't know she interacted with so many people. That's the crazy part. Learning about like her passing and stuff and seeing how so many people were coming out and saying, "Look, she sent this," or we talked and things like that. It was just like, wow, it's wow. She wasn't in this industry that long, and she's already made such a big impact on everybody that has been in this industry for a very, very long time, or some that was just getting started. And I think that's what I appreciate the most is just watching her grow, being there when she was still in school, being working at the hotel. Y'all know, get out
Oh,
my lobby.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Them and
and
them phone calls
phone calls.
she
baby.
would get.
Funny it was, and everything. I'm gonna bring up one more other person before I have to let Stephanie and Al go, because I'm kind of keeping in a group setting. Next person I want to bring up, I have not met yet, but her and I have been in a little bit of communication. Her and I bonded over penguins. If you know, I love penguins. They're like my spirit animals. If something happened to me in my afterlife and I could become an animal, I want to be a penguin so I can slide on my stomach and slap box everybody. But
See, but
I
you are a
want to bring
softie.
exactly. I want to bring in Lovely uh, because I know
Sliding on the stomach is funny. That's awesome.
Hilarious.
that I wanted to bring up Lovely and ask her to be a part of this because I know that her and Nicki have been in crossing with each other and always interact, and Nicki's always supported her and vice versa, especially in the other universe, the things that were happening. We're gonna leave where it's at. We're gonna have to get into it. But Lovely was definitely a prevalent part in trying to keep Nicki's head on a swivel
Ooh.
when it came to things. And it was not easy. There was
Mm-mm.
only so much that I could do myself. Uh,
I didn't even try. I ain't gonna lie to you. I was like, you know what, baby, I support you.
I tried.
I have no idea. But I definitely do thank you for coming in.
For
Lovely, I really
sure.
do appreciate it. This is kind of like our kind of first, a little bit of speaking to each other and hearing each other's voices outside of like social media and everything. But I wanted to reach out to you in particular to come in to to be a part of this, because you're such a prevalent voice within this wrestling community and just stuff like that. And, you know, outside of just me, you know, Nickie had a very, very strong love and protectiveness of you as well. And I think you guys met, I think that time in North Carolina for things like, what, AEW show, was it, or
We
something like that?
we did it twice.
Okay, yeah.
In LA was
Mhm.
I think that might have been the first time. And then a couple of weeks later it was when she came down for
Yeah.
Smack for AEW or SmackDown, some wrestling.
It was a wrestling show, I know that.
People was wrestling. That's all I can remember. But no, that was my little baby right there. I saw so much of, I don't know if y'all can hear me. I know I'm
We can
working and
hear you.
everything
Oh,
too.
no, we
You're
can
good,
hear
babe.
you.
So I saw so much of that feistiness that I had when I first started, when I first had to deal with these crazy people in the IWC. I saw that where I was like, she gonna be one of them ones. Let me make sure she don't go to jail. That was my first thing that I thought. I was like,
Well,
make sure she don't, yeah, you know, things be happening.
Mm.
But that was somebody I can honestly say, it don't matter what room she was in, she was herself. And in this community, that is a rarity. You have people that will change on you depending on who they're around or what they're talking about. But one thing about her, she didn't care who she was around. You gonna get that full thing, no chaser. You gonna get what you came to get from her. And I loved that child so much. And just, we would encourage each other a lot on keeping a cool head. That was our bonding. That was how we bonded, because she know I'll swing and she gonna swing right after. But watching her grow was the best thing that I am thankful that I had a chance to be next to. Watching her fulfill her dreams. You don't really get a lot of people fulfilling dreams now. You know what I mean? A lot of people fly close to the sun, but they never get there. And I remember when she got in that scrum and she was asking them questions, we was all in the group chat, and me and my homegirl was like, you see Nickie? I was like, stuff like that makes me happy, being one of the old ladies in the bunch. I like seeing people say they're gonna do something, fulfill it, and they do it gracefully. And she did that. You know, she had some stumbling blocks, so it wasn't so graceful, but
yeah.
Understandably so.
Yeah.
And I'm thankful that y'all had the connection that you guys had, Santana. I got a chance to watch. You know, I fell in love with you when I saw how you interacted with her, and I was like, oh, she's a real one. And just watching all of y'all, because I've watched all of y'all. You know that from a lot. I think Stephanie, I got in when she was getting in, but everybody else I kind of watched from day one, and just watching y'all grow and have a sisterhood in spite of adversity, in spite of I don't know if I can cuss on your show, but you know I'm a cusser.
I know you can curse. Nickie was
Okay,
cursing.
great.
Oh,
We
we
said
said
a lot.
again.
We said a lot here. You
Okay,
say
great.
whatever you want.
I'm home. Through all the bullshit that be going on, the fact that y'all have found each other and created that sisterhood in such a chaotic world, I love to watch it. I love that girl. You know, it's certain stuff I don't want to say publicly, but that was my baby. Like that was my baby. You know what I mean? We bump heads because I'm like, Nickie, you know you wrong. She's like, I know I'm wrong, but I know I'm wrong, but that was my shawty. And I didn't even know what was going on at one point. And then when I found out, I was like, okay, well, we got to do what you need. And to see that light go out hurt, because we don't have a lot of light in this community. We got a lot of mess. But that was a light that burned so bright that you didn't even realize how far it reached until it went out. You didn't realize how far that light reached until it was gone. And we ain't gonna get that again. We're not gonna get another Nickie. You know what I mean? And to have people like Charlotte reach out, you have it was so many wrestlers that reached out, trying to figure out what they can do, not really asking the crazy questions of what happened, just what can I do? What do you need? What does the family need? That shows you what she brought.
Yeah.
And that shows you what she brought. If you can be authentically yourself in this community and touch people, no matter where your career goes, you won. So that's to everybody, all the content creators that's watching, all the people that want to be content creators, remember that if you can be you 1000% and you can touch people in a positive way, no matter where your career goes, baby, you made it. Don't let some stuff you see make you think you haven't made it. That's how you know you've made an impact. That's how you know you have a legacy. That's how you know that you are somebody who is tried and true and authentic. Remember that. Because when I dip up out of here, when my time of lovely Laveau on the internet and wrestling community is up, which y'all got about a year left for Noya, so have fun. I want to know that I left the kind of mark that Nickie left. You know what I mean? I want to know that once I'm out, that y'all I'm like, hey, she was a real one. She did what she said, and she helped as many as she could. And that's what Nickie Bougie did. That's who she was. And that's my dog. And if you say something crazy about her today, I'm gonna beat your ass. So I don't know who's watching.
Absolutely.
I beat your ass. Don't let this slim fit fool you. I can fight.
Listen, certain people didn't say things to me in Vegas because
I can fight.
They knew. Yeah. Okay.
I'm nice though. Don't let
It's
them.
peaceful here right now, but it won't be.
As
But
Nickie
I
would
can
say, as I'm gonna start chaotic because people don't know I can be chaotic too. You can throw that water out.
Oh yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Rip the papers up now. You ain't gotta worry about it.
We don't do
You
that.
you don't even have to fear for your life, Tony.
No. We got you. Keep it in park, Terry, because we got it. Because you put it in reverse over here, it's gonna be some misunderstanding. It's gonna be some misunderstanding.
It is.
It's gonna be big trouble in Little China, Lord Jesus.
And I don't want to live that way no more, Lord. I'm trying to be better.
I'm trying to be better.
I don't mind going out that way.
No, you're right.
At all.
Listen, at least I went out with a bang. Don't worry about it.
And I went out on my shield because what the hell? I'm sorry.
Like y'all thinking Nicki chaotic. We both chaotic.
Oh,
hers just lively. Mine's is silently.
Yeah.
Them the ones you got to worry about.
Yeah, exactly. Them Santanas.
You can't trick me.
Oh my goodness. Nicki, she's always been someone that, like I always say, defends everybody, and she's had personal relationships with a lot of different people, and has supported them on the back end and the front end. Have always pulled up to their shows, have always found a way to let everyone know who she is, and she's never backed down from any of her opinions, because she has had some wild opinions that I have not agreed with at all whatsoever. But one thing's for sure that Nicki always tell people is that Santana's never judged her for anything, and I don't, because I allowed Nicki to be who the hell she is, because at the end of the day, she gonna do what the hell she wants. She is, and even with everything that transpired within after the aftermath of the other universe that we stepped out of, because we've been through multiverses and stuff,
we have,
and everything, and even with that situation, I stood beside her through and through. I knew I was leaving when she sent that email and said I quit.
Baby, yours and mine, I think, came 1A, 1B.
And she CC'd me on the email. Which makes it even more funny. So she got documentation. But she's will always be missed. Honestly, I enjoy her chaoticness, and us spending our Sundays watching baddies, because we do like our ratchet TVs, and Johnson's Cabaret, and all the housewives, and her talking about the challenge, and all kinds of
the challenge,
The Office, just all kinds of shows that she was watching. Damn it, Barbie, she loved King of the Hill.
And that's where she came in with me,
baby. That King of the Hill, honey.
Bro, I was trying to find. I had Bobby clips I was gonna put in. Didn't look good, but I was gonna wear my Bobby Hill clips for her today.
Absolutely. But yeah, I definitely thank you, Stephanie, Al, and Lovely, for coming in to share a lot of your experiences and moments that you've had with Nicki. It definitely means a lot to me, to all of us, and definitely, of course, I know to Nicki too. To know that she always say, I did what I did in 2 years. She always said, I did what I did in 2 years, and y'all bitches did it in 9 or 10 years.
And she ain't lying.
And she didn't lie.
that.
She ain't
She
lying.
did
not
that.
lying.
So, and people try to argue down, like, but you can't deny she
It's on
came
paper.
in swinging, and she did what she wanted to do, and her work ethic was so
Absolutely.
amazing to just see and be a part of and watch. I know she, you know, she been on y'all show. She talk about me a lot, but I don't think she really talks about herself a lot. And the things that she's done. So, but I definitely thank you three in particular. That's why I asked you guys, because you guys have a special relationship and bond with her that that's very different from what I had, or like Mika, or our own little group that you guys will meet later on within this stream and everything. But I do thank you guys again. It really means a lot. I thank you guys for even, you know, of course, when everything happened, reached out to me about it, you know, and checked up on me, and, you know, and stuff like that. And I really appreciate it. I do.
That's
you know,
what community is. Baby.
Absolutely.
Don't let the internet make you feel like community ain't real.
no,
Exactly.
I just be incognito and be in my own world. Honestly, I'm very low key.
I know it. But
That's
that's what
just-
community
That's why I
is.
called your phone.
Yeah.
I don't care. I got your address. I don't care about none of that shit. I will come.
I'm low key.
I'll call you at work.
Not at work.
Well, listen, I work from home, so like it don't bother me. I can be on the
Same.
phone all day. I can be on the phone for 8-hour shifts. I work in protect people. Like what? I can sit on
Everybody
the phone.
ain't able.
Yeah, well, you know, I've been working from home since 2020. I'm never going back to the office. They could never put me in the office ever again.
Say that louder, because I ain't going
Yep.
back to the strip
Not
club,
going back.
baby.
I'm
not going back.
I'm not going back to the strip club. What Jocelyn say?
I'm not going back. You can't
I'm
make
not going
me.
back to the strip club. I'm not going
You
back to
can't
the
make me,
office.
Stevie.
You can't make me.
No, Stevie.
ma'am.
No, Stevie.
And I can work in my drawers. Are you crazy?
Yes.
Stevie, no, Stevie. Okay.
We'll be in the underoos.
Give me my comfort.
Yeah.
I like to be in my Pokemon pajamas talking to
Right.
people.
I can't smoke weed in the office. I'm sorry.
Y'all just rubbing it in over here.
And King.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
My
they
bad.
are. Like,
My
we gotta
bad,
go out
office.
into the world.
My bad.
They took my remote days away.
Damn.
Listen, and my company that I work for is out of California,
Oh yeah.
and they all working from home now. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Well, I think I was in Ohio.
Disrespect to my state.
I'm so sorry. Hey, y'all, listen, y'all pay more than a lot of other people.
Yeah, I
you know,
We know.
them.
We know.
Yeah,
we
I know.
not.
If I was
We
to
know
get
we
if I was
not.
trying to get a job in the South, they be trying to pay me $10 an hour. They done lost their mind.
You look,
Hey,
girl.
No, ma'am.
You know, I make 16 at my job, but I work at the airport. But you know,
You deserve a
girl,
raise.
Yeah, you,
Everybody-
yeah,
I
you
do deserve a raise
Oh,
because
you
I
deserve
run that
too.
sports store. Dang it, I run the crap out of it.
You deserve
do.
2 raises at the airport. Them people crazy.
Crazy.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah,
Ooh.
but it's all right. It's all right.
If anybody's
More
gonna work there,
explain.
it's gonna be Stephanie.
And
Oh,
You're right. She
All
got
of
it.
us.
She got to work because I'm gonna be on the no-fly list. You ain't even trying to fly. It don't matter. I'm behind TSA, ain't I? I'm finna touch
oh
it
my
again.
God.
Because, bitch, what you mean? This is over 3 ounces. Get out my line. Y'all seen Soul Plane. They know, like,
Baby.
ma'am, you gotta go.
You gotta go.
It's not the job for you.
no, unless you know like Monique.
Because that'll be me. That'll be
Yeah,
me.
I just work in the store. Just tell people where items are, answer
doing
questions
great,
about
baby.
sizes, move on.
You're
And you're
doing
doing
amazing.
great.
Yeah.
You're doing amazing.
Fantastic.
You know,
Thank you so much.
my job hire, I send the link. You know, everybody who want to work from home.
How much y'all hiring for? Because these niggas, I can't say that word anymore.
We'll talk.
Oh,
We'll talk on
Jesus.
the back end. We'll talk on the back end.
Almost
offline,
have that-
offline.
I don't know if I can say that word on the show.
I just said it
Offline.
already tonight. But it's
Okay.
okay.
You got me fucked up.
I said it. Wasn't on
You absolutely can. All well, not all slurs, but the N word can be utilized here.
Okay, I just
Well,
want
not all
to make
slurs.
sure.
All slurs are not created equal.
No,
There's a limitation. There's a limitation
limit.
here. Okay.
There's a
All
limit.
right.
because you know that nigga gonna fly out my mouth.
It's
at
gonna
any-
fly, and I can't take it. I can't take it.
Lord have
Say
mercy.
anything.
BRP, yes, you can say
It's all
it.
open. Let me tell you something. This is all open bar. You can say whatever you want.
All
As long
right,
as
you
you
messed
say
up. Don't
say
tell
whatever
me
you
that.
want. I don't listen. I don't care. because I've said some things that will
Same.
y'all might look at me a little different, but we're gonna keep
You've seen my show.
Please.
we're gonna
Oh,
keep
we
it
know
at that.
what's baby. Now that was some fun times. I know we don't like that place.
That don't work. That place don't exist, but the show was real.
That show,
That was a time at night.
baby.
I'll tell you
Let me
that.
tell you something. If y'all missed the Creep Squad era of life, that is one of my pride and joys that I got to produce.
Yeah, that was fun.
Baby, that was a mess, and it was.
We had a
great.
good time.
It was
We had a
great
good
time.
time.
It was great.
We had a great
It
time.
was great.
We harassed a lot of them men folk.
And
I'll
Nicki
do it
would
again.
be in them comments
right there, feeding me lines. Say this real quick. I'm like, girl, you trying to get these people up out of here? Sit down. Ask them if they do this. I'm not doing that. That man's wife is in there.
Oh my goodness.
Man's wife is in the other room, Nikki. I'm not doing none of that. Trying to get me shot. This ain't your face, it's mine.
Oh, she was a menace. Lord, she was a menace, Lord.
Extremely.
I got good 10 minutes left, so I can kiki with y'all for another 10.
Oh God.
Okay. Let's see if I'm gonna end up adding some more people to the stage because we do have Black Wrestling Podcast in the
Oh,
building.
hell.
Don't start. Hell.
Now we're getting even more
Y'all
chaotic.
can't fuck with the police.
Yes.
I'm sorry, I love them niggas. I love them black folk over there. Good Lord.
Do.
Excuse my ghetto rearrangements and stuff, because I don't. This is my first time being back here in StreamYard
It's
for
all
a
right,
long
baby.
time.
They did upgrade it.
So please bear with me, because when I did not know they put dark mode on here, and they
They did.
They did. I changed that shit so fast.
I was
Baby,
like, hold on now, y'all.
go in your
Y'all-
settings and
Y'all
change it
move,
to dark.
y'all on something right
Yeah,
now.
change it to
Nope.
dark, baby.
They
Change it to dark.
Change it.
I ain't never been.
You like my
Oh,
stuff
this
in
That light
Negro.
mode is disrespectful.
I like my shit in Negro. Give it to me.
That
Negro,
light mode
okay?
be- That
See, I
light
like my dark,
What he said,
but in
black
StreamYard, I
and
don't
low
like it for
dark.
some reason.
I love it though. I love it on
Stephanie.
StreamYard. I can't do that.
I need to be able to see.
So what? It ain't
You
nothing
can
to
see.
It ain't nothing
I
to
know.
see.
It's just, I don't know, man.
You have good eyes. No, I want no.
Now I can
No,
hear
like
them.
I have glasses, so.
Say, but I want everything dark.
Give me a second.
You made everything dark, so you just made the Black Wrestling Podcast is just non-existent. That's what happened. That's the real dark mode. I see you. I see you. No, I see you. I don't see me, but I see you. Sorry. I'm sorry.
He came in like the Lord.
I'm sorry. Hey,
Right.
what else can I do? What else can I do?
I'm here.
I am here.
He would be an amazing voice of God in a podcast.
I hate black people.
In
Thou
the
art
beginning.
forsaken me, child.
Bald people.
Hey,
God,
hey, see?
I created it.
Okay, AEW. Okay, AEW. Every joke is that nigga bald.
First off, they stole our shit because we was doing that shit on the
That was
internet.
everybody's joke. Oh, they bald. Look at him. He bald. That's funny. All bald. I'm sorry. I'm
Oh
sorry.
God,
Good-
lovely. Is
good
your
evening.
week of niceness over?
Nah, I got 2 days.
Okay.
I got 2 days.
BRP.
We are.
All
right.
Yeah.
And they pardon the birds.
Right.
He outside.
Right.
Safari.
Pardon the birds is crazy.
Can you see the birds? I'm sorry. I don't want to hijack nobody's. I will say, StreamYard do be updating. If you ain't been on StreamYard in like 2 months, you go in there, buttons move. You
gonna
don't know what's
be-
going on.
Right. Everything is not the same.
I haven't been on
Respect it.
StreamYard in a year.
Oh
honestly.
yeah. Oh yeah.
So
It's
I
the
don't-
remix.
So when I saw like all of these new stuff that they got added, these scenes stuff on the side, I'm like, girl, scenes, what is this?
Oh yeah.
Media presentations. I'm like, well, this is only for a day. I'm not gonna do it.
Literally. The den will not be open again.
I'm
after
not
this.
I'm not doing this anymore.
respect it.
Okay. And I retired last year. So,
Damn. I
I
understand.
think All In is my swan
let me say
song.
something. I gave
All right now. Hey.
Saying that.
okay, you've been saying you retired for 2 years straight.
No, I didn't.
No.
I've been telling y'all I'm retiring. I haven't told
No.
the public.
You're not retiring. I need to
If you can, I can.
Hold on.
well,
Sis,
here's the thing, right?
I can fight.
I've been doing this for 10 years. Okay.
Hey, hi everybody. Hey,
Hey, fam.
I don't want Steph to see me acting like this.
Not Stephanie is the. Not Stephanie is the.
Well, I was gonna say, Steph Hardy, when you retiring?
Never.
Not never.
He
Exactly.
ain't going
Not
nowhere.
Never.
No, I
Because I
respect
got
that.
stuff to do.
Got
I'm
stuff
trying
to
to take
do.
over the world.
Steph, last days, right at the keyboard.
That's crazy. That is crazy.
I'm taking over the
Why did we
planet.
bring Nicki again? What is happening?
Oh, we
All right, so
Big Barbie, happy birthday. You know what I mean? Rest in peace,
Absolutely.
Nicki. I mean,
That's
it.
right.
I don't want to hijack nobody's show, but it was
Nah, this is y'all's. This y'all's.
proceed.
Y'all's
This is your time.
Yeah.
well, I mean, it
We ain't
was
saying that, Jalen. Shut up, Tim.
we
Go
met.
ahead.
I feel like the squad met Nicki in person. I don't know if anybody knew Nicki before
What's
WrestleMania
that?
Hollywood,
Mm-hmm.
and I feel like Nicki was walking around with Miss Lovely, and I feel there was a rapport struck randomly, and I think between the squad we were like, at some point, we should do some type of collaboration. I mean, because there was just like y'all was talking about the energy that
Mhm.
Nicki would give, and I mean, I think it was we understood what that meant when we first met her. I mean, to be frank, our audience is a bunch of niggas, like a bunch of just old niggas. So we had a conversation. We was like, look, we got to make sure, because we don't know what people gonna say when when anything happens. So we look, we got to regulate. We got to be on our P's and Q's. If somebody whine out in the chat, I'm just being open and honest with how the situation went.
Mm-hmm.
Guess how many times I had to regulate? None.
No.
The chat understood that energy, and I think the one thing that was clear, once we had Nicki on and had the conversation and got to the graps, the authenticity is there. Like we just talking wrestling. It transcends everything, and I think we learned something very important that day, and I think we were blessed to have it. There was a couple times when Nicki, y'all talk about popping up in the chat. She was spewing. I don't think I ever told her this, but I do. I appreciate getting to know her at that time, because this was also right around the time where Trinity was going to Impact. And I had stopped watching Impact, and I started watching Impact again, and being able to tap in and see what Nicki's doing. Nicki talking to Killer Kelly and whatnot. Like, it really helped me get educated, a lot quicker than I would have been, if, she wasn't there as a resource. So now I think it's the one special moment that I had, and then I'll shut up. This past WrestleMania, in my work capacity, I happened to be on the other side of a Charlotte Flair interview that was being conducted. And before they started having conversation, she was talking about how, I'm making sure that I got to connect with her people while I'm out here, because, she that was one. Shouts to Mimi and DDM. They love Charlotte Flair. Nicki was one of those ones too. And I appreciated in that moment Charlotte Flair understanding, I got to have this match and do this thing over here in a couple nights, but while I'm in town, I got to make sure, I'm trying to, do my 1-2 with the people. So, it just, I think overall, it really just speaks to Nicki's impact. Even in 2 years, y'all saying it was only so much time. And, for a lot of creators, it could take a while for you to start to see some results. And I think Nicki, there was something special was there. And I think the world's lost something special, especially this wrestling creator community right here.
Yeah.
I don't want to bring anything down. You know what I mean? I'm just
No.
just got to be honest. Got to be honest.
We've been up and
Mixed
down.
emotions right
Yeah.
now. So we've been high, we've been low. There's been tears. We have all that going on.
Fam echoing is crazy.
Fam outside with the birds is what
Yeah,
it is.
he got that super feedback.
My bad, cuz.
Oh man. Oh man.
Hi, ladies. How are you?
Hi.
Hey, Mimi.
Hey, Mimi.
It's crazy because I got headphones on.
Now he can't hear shit. Now he gonna be talking over me.
Talk,
shit.
baby.
So I met Nicki for the first. I met her on the timeline, like I met everybody else, but I met her at a myself and Andreas Held were doing like a panel, like a quick panel in LA, and it was supposed to be us and four other 4 other people, 4 other creators that we picked to sit on the panel. And when I came in, I'm if anybody who knows me, I'm very inclusive, like almost inclusive to a fault. And I came in and there were like a bunch of other girls there. And the way the setup was, it was such that you could have like it was like a whole booth on the stage. And I said, you know what? Let's bring all these ladies up. And I included her in it, and everybody came up, and it wasn't just a panel of 5, it was like a panel of 15 people. It was standing room only in the bar. And I absolutely loved her. She embraced people like you were her family. And she didn't know me from a hole in the wall. And she was just like, Mimi, thank you so much for doing this. We've got to get together. We've got to do this, that, and the third. And we always say we got to do this, we got to do that. And time is always the thing. But the one thing Nickie always did was pull up on somebody's show. And I absolutely loved it. She pulled up on Turnbuckle Talk on our spaces she used to do it like weekly for like almost like a month. And one day she came into my spaces. We were talking wrestling, but we were talking women's wrestling for like a good hour. She said, we gave her the mic. She said, I know y'all didn't sit here and talk about men's wrestling for an hour. Anyway, like literally disregarded what we were talking about and started talking about women's wrestling. And I just sat there and I was like, you know what? It is what it is. Let the Barbs do what she do. And I loved her for it. She just was unapologetically herself. Rah. My girl was rah. And when she had her mindset, but I really did appreciate our talks. We would talk like maybe every 2 weeks, maybe every 3 weeks on a Sunday, just randomly. Hey, can I ask you a question? And I always made time for her. Like I always make time for people. And if I wanted to ask her a question, she always made time too. So when I didn't hear from her, I was texting her and I was just like, let me reach out to Santana and see what's going on. And I do appreciate you telling me, like letting me know that she was okay. But it was very, very sad to learn that I forget, I think it was Lovely that said the light went out. And it was a daunting day. I feel like that day, it was like a Saturday morning when I woke up to see it on the timeline. And I was just like, oh my God, like, you just don't know what to do with that news. But she did have a major impact to see how many people reached out and tweeted about her. And, she was an advocate for indie wrestling. She was an advocate for women's wrestling. And I've never seen anybody do it like her. And it's gonna be very, very much missed.
Big facts.
Absolutely.
Also,
Yeah,
Matt is in the comments. Matt just wanted to get his happy birthday in. He's not home yet. Another piece of BRP. So,
absolutely. He was featured during our Black History Month for the Shakers Den that we wanted to do for our platform to kind of keep things going of what we was doing in the other multiverse. And so and let me tell you, when I had to I'm just gonna say this because I had to edit that video.
Oh, I'm sure you did. I'm sure you did.
Let me tell you. She told once that interview was done, she was like, Santana, I am so sorry, but that interview was like an hour or almost 2 hours long, and I was like, Nickie, what the hell did y'all talk about for an hour and 30 something minutes? And then she was like, I'm just gonna sit here and we're just gonna like listen to it back together so that you can cut out some parts or whatever. And I was like, okay, so y'all was fooling around up in here. Y'all was pulling up your shots and everything. And
that sounds about right.
But I laughed throughout the entire thing, and I enjoyed it a lot because that's kind of like what we wanted to do with the Shakers Den. We wanted it to be everybody comes on and be themselves. You know, you don't have to fabricate or pretend. You can just be you. You know, whether we were talking to wrestlers or we were talking to content creators or whatever, we wanted everyone that was invited in. Oh god, if y'all seen Sinners, y'all not vampires, but
Yeah.
you know, not to eat that garlic. But you know, we wanted people that we were bringing into our space to feel welcome and to feel like they're also just hanging out on their own platform too. You know, where it's not like, oh, you have to censor yourself because of whatever. Who's going to get sponsorship? Who's going to get them? You know, point blank, period. So, but I definitely have been in y'all spaces before incognito since Twitter has that now, and I love that because I get to just sneak in and listen. And a lot of times when she would be on stage, I'll just be like, here she go. She started something already.
I love it. I love
But
it.
I enjoyed it a lot because that was just her nature. That was who she was, and that was everyday life for her. Honestly, being around her 24 hours in a day, when she's on live streams or traveling, we're sitting on Clubhouse, even to just us in the room. She's at work, I'm asleep or whatever. I'm getting up for work, she's asleep. We sit on Clubhouse. Sometimes we be in there for a whole day, a whole week. You know, couple, like y'all don't understand. Me and Nicki were always on the phone.
She made it very clear. She made it very clear who you were,
Always.
Santana. She made it very clear that you were her tag team. She made it very clear she didn't play about you. That was trust. She made it clear that you guys were doing something special, and she loved you to death.
She did.
To death.
For real. For real, for real.
I know. Okay.
And beyond it.
And beyond. Shit.
Mhm.
Big
Take
Barb
a second.
forever.
It's okay. That's why I'm your co-pilot. Take a second. Everything is okay. Thank you guys so much for sharing those perspectives. You know, y'all know I love y'all. I just seen all of y'all. I don't know when that was, and we made sure that we were hugging on each other and loving on each other and spending that time because we did not know. You
Right.
know, life comes at you fast. And so the things that we spoke to each other and said to each other and encouraged each other about were needed in her absence, because the things that we were saying to each other, we can all probably vouch are things that she has said to us before. Maybe not as so sweetly, but she said them. I can recount so many pep talks from that girl where that girl is like, do you know who you are? You have no idea who you are, do you?
Yeah.
And I'm just looking at her like, girl, what is you talking about?
And you want to say the same thing to her.
Her
Exactly.
love was
unconditional.
It was unconditional, and it was greater than we deserved sometimes. And that's just who she was. Everybody on this stage reached out that day, you know, text messages, you know, DMs, whatever it was. Because I think we all felt that same, like we got punched in the chest when it dropped.
That was a gut punch.
It was absolutely one. And I know I struggled with it because I know for a lot of y'all, you guys, it was me that broke that news. And I struggled with it because I didn't want to be that person, right? I didn't want to be the person I knew it was going to break everybody's heart. But because it happened in the middle of the night, I knew nobody else was going to see it. And so I kind of was like, I have to say something, but I don't want to because God, I don't want to deliver this news. Right. But looking back, I could hear her telling me, girl, tell these people.
Yeah.
They need to know.
Let it be known. Yes. Let it be known.
And so I shared it and I said, I'm putting my phone down. And the minute I put my phone down, it was vibrating off the table. I could not put my phone down. She was still sending people to love on Santana, to love on me, putting me and Santana back together, because quiet as it's kept, me and Santana were together in Dallas a couple months ago. Santana, you were here? And
in January.
And we had a whole conversation about our girl. And we needed to be back together, but leave it to her to do it this way.
Yeah.
Right? It's always Nicki to do it in a way that's gonna make niggas be like, damn, Nicki, like, why I have to be like this? Right?
Yeah.
So, but I'm grateful because whatever it is that's gonna bring us back together. Today is her birthday. It's gonna always be her legacy and her love and her fierceness and her loyalty that will continue to keep us together. Trey Miguel just tweeted about it yesterday. He literally just tweeted, I still can't believe this shit.
Right. Right.
You know, it's still people saying, damn, bro. You know, I woke up this morning and I was like, it ain't no way. Like this ain't it. And it is, but thankful to her for making sure that we could be together for shit like this.
Yeah. Now, I will say this before I have to dip up out here for work because I got a meeting at 8:30. We have lost a lot in the last year. A lot.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm gonna get through this because Sandra, you're not gonna do this to me. We've lost a lot in the last year, and what I don't want is for the only time that we can all be on one accord is for stuff like this.
Yeah.
I don't want us to have to keep losing to come together. I don't want us to have to keep losing to realize that these petty beefs, these trivial conversations, the bullshit, we don't need to keep losing for us to remember that this shit not that deep.
Yeah.
I don't want us to have to come together for sadness all the time. I don't want us to have to keep making paragraphs about showing our love to each other because somebody gone. I tell you, one thing that I preach, I may not do it as much as I should or could, but I try to love my people out loud as often as I can because you do not know anymore when that last time's going to happen. I still cannot talk about Terry without having an issue.
Mm-hmm.
I can't. And I don't want that to be why we come together like this. You know what I mean? Like everybody has their own relationships. Everybody has their own connections. Everybody got their own shit and everybody got their life. Life is happening like crazy. But take those moments to remind people that you love them. And love is an action word. It's not just something you just say because it's something cool to say. I ain't got to need you. Call me and say, what's up? You ain't got to need me. Call me and say, what's up? Send me a stupid meme that, because we're going to miss that shit. I missed that woman fussing about me about thirst trapping on the timeline and thirsting on these. I missed that. She was, and you can't be talking about that man's. Yes, I can. What are they going to do? I miss Terry calling me for no reason to say something very stupid about a dumb tweet and laugh and hang up. I miss those moments. So don't let this be the only time we get together for shit. Like just have a random watch party with everybody. Have a random moment when we just all on the stream together. Shit, we don't have to be at a wrestling event to hang out.
Yeah. Put
something together when niggas just hang out on a random Thursday or a random weekend when we got time.
Right.
And I mean that shit I just had a funeral yesterday morning. My homegirl passed away from ALS.
Sorry to hear that.
We watched her live her life to the fullest. Every single day after her diagnosis, that girl was skiing in her wheelchair. Do you understand what I'm saying?
I love that.
That's what we gotta do. And I'm not just saying this for no clout. I don't give a fuck about y'all clout no more. I don't care about none of that. I love lovely shit. This is some real like nigga shit. We gotta stop letting sorrow be what bring us together. For real. And that's
facts.
I mean that. I mean that from my toes. We gotta stop letting that be the reason we come together all the time. Or for wrestling. Fuck this. Fuck wrestling. That's our catalyst, but that's not our reason. That's not our reason.
Yeah.
Know the difference. That's not our relationship. Our relationship are the people. Wrestling can go tomorrow, but can I call you after wrestling is over?
Right.
And
you know what I mean? Yeah. I know it's a lot of y'all can call. I can call Mimi at 3:00 in the morning. She might cuss me out. but I can
You
call.
call.
But you can call.
I'm gonna get
That
cussed
part.
out. I can call fam and I'm be like, tell your wife, I'm so sorry, but I need just 2 seconds. You know what I mean? It's people that's community. That's what I was telling you, Santana. That's what community is.
Mm.
It ain't gotta be for the timeline. Stop doing shit for the timeline. What you doing when you put your fucking phone down, close that app. Everything ain't for the timeline.
Right.
Community is checking on people, making sure you good. Have you eaten today? I know you grieving. I know how grief is. Are you taking care of yourself in the middle of this shit? That's what we got to keep. I'm gonna get off my soapbox because I'm gonna start feeling away, and I don't want to do that. But I love y'all so much. Thank you for this, just so we can all bond over our girl. You know what I mean? I appreciate you for including me. I greatly appreciate you. I love y'all. Y'all know my phone is always available.
Oh, Bear.
My
don't do that.
DMs is available.
Bear, don't do that.
You know, if you need your girl. But I love y'all though. I gotta go back to work. So
Love you, boo.
Hey, bye.
bye, y'all.
See you, lovely.
How I get out of here? Okay, there you go. Bye.
It's been a
Booyah.
while.
I know.
But
Tim.
yeah,
I have
I-
no questions.
But I definitely appreciate you guys for definitely coming in and everything.
Absolutely.
It really
You already
does
know.
mean a lot and stuff too, though, because like this is kind of like
Yes.
the first time I kind of interacted with you guys too. I
Mhm.
started just watching Nicki ransack y'all.
Now
But-
you know why we love these folks.
Oh, we love y'all back.
That's
It's all
right.
love. It's all love. All community.
That's right.
But it's always a beautiful thing.
Yes.
And everything like that. But definitely want to thank each and every one of you, Mimi, Cal, Al. Oh god, y'all, Ryan, Cal, Al. Okay.
Steph, lovely,
Yeah,
and
that's
Fam,
amazing.
even though Fam's
Fam.
Wi-Fi was messing up, and Math, because
Shout out
Math
to
And
them. Shout
Matt
out
in the
Matt,
comments and everybody else in the comments and everything like that. So I
you for
definitely
having
do
us.
appreciate it. And so yeah, of course. I think the last thing that we're gonna do is I'm gonna bring in the OGs. Because this is basically where it all started for me and Nikki and Mika and so much more and everything like that. So I'm gonna end up bringing them on stage and everything. But Stephanie, Al, Cal, and Mimi, I do appreciate you guys for coming in
Thank you
Thank you.
again.
and everything
you so
and
much.
Thank
and
you.
stuff like that. And I'll still be incognito listen to y'all stuff though, because
Mimi, I'm gonna be in your inbox bothering you about some shit in 2
Yes.
to 3 business
That's-
minutes.
Come through. Come through.
Yeah.
Because 3 years ago we talked about something and we never did it. So
See,
we
that's
need to
what I'm
circle back.
saying. That's what I'm
So,
saying.
yes.
Now, Dreon, if I ask you to be on my show, you have to do it.
She'll come part-time. She part-time.
Yeah.
Part-time.
Come on, we have shows to do,
Yeah, we
Santana.
got shows to do. Part-time.
Dreon, come on.
Love you,
know,
ladies.
I love you too.
All right.
I'll join. I'll pop in. You know, if you
It's all
want
right.
me to.
She
and
already
stuff like
listen.
that,
She
you know,
warned
I'll
me about
listen.
you. She said you little stank. Like sometimes if you want food with somebody, you gotta make sure it's good before you food with them. So I get it.
I
I'm a
understand.
Leo.
You got to
I
vet
get
them.
it.
Yeah, you got to vet them. You got to vet them.
But
I get it.
I like to feel energies out and
Yes,
stuff.
Right.
That's right.
Um,
That's right. That's
you
right.
know,
You got to do
'cause-
that. You got to do that.
You know,
Mhm.
being
Yes.
someone like I always say who deals with social anxiety and not as easy as approachable to a
Yes.
lot of people. I have to warm up to a lot of
Mhm.
people
course.
and everything like that. So I respect
Absolutely.
everything that you guys. I respect everything that you guys do as
Mhm.
well. Because y'all can be chaotic too from just incognito
Yes,
mode.
they can.
I have seen it.
Have been on the
I have
show.
I have seen it. I have.
Oh.
You know
I am-
me.
Listen,
Oh.
I'm always incognito when I watch things.
Right.
Because we can't talk about no AEW over there.
Why? Hey, no.
My girl,
Even
Corey having that
Corey,
shit.
yo, even on
Dr.
our
Mimi
show,
is
Corey
not
is
having
like,
that, okay?
no, but sometimes I'll be in the chat, like in our private chat, and I'll be like, okay, so I guess Amy W, pay per view, and Corey be like, no, we're not doing this.
It's such a stigma. I'm gonna change that. Hopefully by this
Just have me
time
on.
next year,
Whenever
I'll
you want to
figure
talk
something out.
AEW, just call me, Cal, and
Yes.
I'll come
I
on.
got you.
Because Mimi
I
will
got
be
you.
like, Miko talk, it's fine. Don't worry about it.
I know it's some pay-per-views coming up, so maybe expect some messages soon.
Yes. All
All
right,
right,
ladies,
y'all.
have the rest of your beautiful show.
Of
Thank
course.
y'all
Thank
again.
All right.
Thank y'all
you.
again.
Thank
Bye.
Bye.
you.
Peace, peace.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Oh, I know we have videos too, don't we, Santana?
We do have videos
Goodness.
and everything. We do have that. I'm going to there are some people that were not able to come on camera on a live stream and everything that actually sent in videos and stuff. And so I want to play those. I am going to go ahead and bring up some of the members of the OGs that's going to be participating in this final closing out of this live stream and stuff to the stage and everything. So welcome Jamari, welcome Sam, and welcome Kenneth, if he's still there.
Hi, my
I'm gonna,
family.
this is not all of us. Some of us are in the chat. And then some of us are on stage. So I'm going to play some of the videos of those who sent them in to talk about Nicki. Some of them a little bit long, some of them are not, but I'm gonna go ahead and get that. Tevi, I sent the
I'll
link.
send it. Don't worry about it. Keep going.
I sent it in. No, Jesus. Okay.
I'm gonna send it right now. Don't worry about it.
All right, I'm gonna go ahead and play these videos, and then we'll go from there.
Nicki, 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 happy birthday to you, girl. Shit's still not real to me, but today's all about you. So, happy birthday. You're dearly missed by the whole fucking community that knows about you. Even those that just recently found out about you. What can I say? Amazing person, badass. She was your friend. She had your back 100%, day one. Anybody can tell you that shit. First time we was introduced in Dallas, Hard to Kill, 2022. You know, she was that real motherfucker. Put it to you just like that. Always had my back. Straight out the fucking park. And it didn't matter what she was going through, what she was going through. When you needed her, she was there for you. Vice versa. When she was still hit, you can just tell this hasn't hit me like it's supposed to already. I still can't believe you're gone. She did a lot for me. It wasn't her. The individuals in this industry, some of them I wouldn't have met. I wouldn't have maybe got to ask the questions that I got to ask certain people. If it wasn't for her, especially in LA, Tessa Blanchard, Nicki facilitated that to a degree. I'm glad that before she passed away, her and Steph DeLander got to sort that little issue out that happened at WrestleCon, which I told her that maybe it was just a moment. Steph wasn't like that. But I'm glad that was somewhat sorted out before she passed away. And beats like that sometimes, but again, if you know Nicki, she headstrong. She definitely was headstrong about what she wanted to do. She went out, pretty much did that shit. So, again, happy birthday, Nicki. You're dearly missed, and shit, we'll do this every year. Like, ain't gonna be one of those like we just gonna do it just because she passed and then we just forget. That's not gonna happen around here. Like, she part of me forever. That's all I'm gonna say for now. The words that I wanted to put in this video is just not coming off like it's supposed to. But again, this is for you, Nicki. Happy birthday, and just look over us. The ones that you truly fuck with. I ain't gotta say no names.
Mickey Boo, I love you. And I miss you something fierce. I miss your laughter, your smile, your glow, your positive energy. I miss how you make everybody laugh at the drop of a hat. And I just want to say happy first heavenly birthday, and that, you know, your presence is deeply, deeply missed here. But don't worry, we will continue to keep your work strong, carry your mantle, and sing your praises forever. So I love you, I miss you, and again, happy birthday, baby.
Happy birthday, my Nicki. I miss you so much. I miss kikiing with you on the phone. I miss talking wrestling with you, and I miss hearing your voice. Um, you are loved still to this day. You are missed every single day. And we are wishing you a happy, heavenly birthday.
Very recently, we lost one of our brightest and most loving members of the pro wrestling community. Nicki praised my name and my work like nobody ever has. It was so unconditional. And I'm gonna miss you, Nicki. I'm sorry I didn't get to say goodbye in time. It feels so wrong telling you happy birthday like this, but happy birthday, and I love you with all my heart.
Okay.
Damn it, Trey. Oh God.
You know,
Trey, I should have known that last one was from his ass because
Lord.
oh
it's
Jesus.
first and foremost, I do want to thank Mika for assisting me with getting, franchise and Big Swole and Littlefoot to do those birthday shout outs. And I definitely want to give a special thanks to Jamari for getting Trey to do a video for Nicki. If anybody knows, everybody knows that Nicki was such, outside of Charlotte, Deanna, Britt, Taya, Chelsea, it's TNA girls.
Baby
Trey was
Miguel.
her heart, honestly.
Yeah.
She if you ever had the chance to just be in the room when Trey is wrestling or when he's coming out to do his matches, you knew that Nicki was the loudest in there for him. And he acknowledged her every chance she got. Every meet and greet, she was in line for him. Any show that he had where he was wrestling in PW Revolver, she was driving those 6 hours to see him perform, to support him in his professional career and personal life. I remember the first time I saw their interaction, it was at WrestleCon for during WrestleMania weekend. And
I remember
it was let me take first of all, it's such a backstory because okay, so first time seeing her interact, took the photo of them that he has in his profile picture right now. When I tell you, okay, so we were a little late to the TNA show because being me, I wanted to get my car washed. So I took my car to the car wash because it was a little dirty. And baby, when I tell you, as soon as we found the park at what was it, the hotel where they were hosting like WrestleCon and the TNA show that night. When I tell you, Nicki was like, "Oh, Trey is up first." When I tell you, she became a track star. You should have thought she was for the American Olympic team. How
baby
fast
knocking
she was.
everybody over. Okay.
She ran across that damn road. It was me and Sam and Nicki. She ran across that
Because we
damn
were already
street,
there.
and we was like, "Oh, who?" She was like, "Trey's first," and she sprinted. And I mean, I was like, I didn't. I was like, I'll catch up with you, but I'm not running. But she absolutely loved that man, and he loved her, and he supported her the same way that she supported him. And if I had a clip of Nicki hauling ass, I would share it, but I don't have
I
that
have the
because
clip of
she
the
was
first
it was
time.
she was gone.
I
It was
have the
multiverse, yeah.
ringside where he acknowledged her the first time
Yeah.
at TNA when she was with me at that first show. And I
Uh-huh.
found it the other day when I sent it to y'all, and I was like, "This is the face of somebody who who just got loved on by somebody they love."
Man,
Oh
you
God.
have no idea. Like it was their friendship and
multiverse
everything
Tim.
and bond was so special to see from the sideline and in person. She truly supported him the loudest out of anybody. If anybody say there's a fan of Trey Miguel, you thinking of Nicki
Yes.
because that's how much she was was definitely a fan of him.
Do y'all
But
remember us staying at that IWGP show and he came out as like building or whatever
yeah,
it
and
was,
girl,
and she was going
she was sick.
nuts for the
Honey.
man in that hard hat.
Let me tell you,
Oh, that was so funny to
she was
me.
having a ball. But for those you guys that are still here, this is part of the OGs. This is not all of our members. But this is where it basically all started for Nickie. All of us, or some people knew each other like through passing or whatever, but a lot of us started on Clubhouse. And we bonded, of course, over wrestling, and then things happen, and those things transpired, which ended up creating the OGs. I'm not going to say what happened, but
It's
it
not
ended up
necessary.
not necessary, but yeah, PTSD. But it created something special within all of us. Every single last one of us, we bonded over wrestling, and then we eventually started bonding over the amount of time we spent together with each other. And whether it was chaotic, because our group was very chaotic too. We've had a couple matches. Honestly, there have been a lot of handicap matches that Nickie has been involved in.
Y'all don't even understand. Nope, I'm gonna talk about it. No, I'm gonna bring it up. So remember earlier in the show when Santana said that they came to Dallas to WrestleMania, and that was the first time they met in person. So I hosted, they called it Mika Mania. We hosted it at my house. Both nights was the watch party. The OGs came. It was a whole thing. Santana and Nickie decide that they want to have a handicap match against Jalen through my house.
Well,
from
here's
the
the
living
thing.
room down the hall into the kitchen. Some way between in this handicap match, it became a no disqualification. My kitchen trash can went flying. Folks was jumping off of stuff. I don't know what occurred. Jamari is watching on video.
Jamar's like Bianca when Jay was getting beat on by Naomi.
Like, what is going on?
When Jay was beating on Naomi.
Jalen. Like, y'all don't understand.
Jalen started first. And it started out between me and him. And then Nickie was like, oh shit, I'm finna do a run in. And then it became a handicap match. Sam was supposed to help Jalen, but Sam was like, fuck you. I'm watching wrestling. I ain't got time. And he sat his ass there and watched Jalen hollering in the back, getting beat up. And everybody is watching because on the video chat and Instagram, watching all of this transpire. Billy was the ref and the cameraman.
He was my ex-husband. My ex-husband was the cameraman.
There were so many angles happening at this time.
Mama screaming from the living room, y'all better pick up that shit when you
and then after that massacre happened, Mika's like, who's gonna clean this shit up? I was like, you know what, we got it. We gotta be the wrestlers and the cleanup crew. We gotta break down. We gotta break down the ring, and all that.
Jalen's still on the ground, still
it was
dead.
a damn stadium stampede. It wasn't no ring. Y'all niggas was fighting in the house.
It started in the living room, and then it went to the hallway, and then it ended up in the kitchen.
Nickie throwing the trash can at Jalen head.
Kenneth was nowhere to be found. He was knocked out.
He was asleep.
This was a bloodline rules match.
I slept through all of that whole entire match. I slept through it, did not hear a single sound.
And I don't know how you didn't hear it because who hit Jalen with the trash can?
That was me. I utilized all the weapons. I used the trash can
from the living room
and
was
the broom.
Thunk.
I had to defend myself.
Trash can. I don't, y'all.
First of all, I had to defend myself. I am a short person. I had to defend myself. Okay, that is a tall man. I had to defend myself. I felt threatened. Okay, he started with me first, and so I finished it.
Baby.
And there we have it.
Legit wrestling match, but Nickie and Santana got the win.
We did.
My husband was also the referee, so he counted the 1, 2, 3.
And it was a double pin. They
got him. Yeah.
But Jamar, you listen, Edge and Daniel Bryan, stack them, smash them.
You see it? I'm
hold it.
Twinkle, twinkle.
But like I said, we've had a lot of amazing moments in our group chat and on Clubhouse. Plenty of nights of us just being in the rooms together after watching wrestling. I think we watched Halloween together. We watched plenty of other things together, and
So
just
many random movies.
so many random movies, and just being in each other's space and everything for what 4 or 5 years now. We started in 20, made each other in 2021. We ended up curating this in what, like 2021. Because it didn't last that long with everyone else. But you know, it is what it is. But yeah, so we do have, of course, Lamine and Mika, Jamari, Sam, Kenneth, and Tevi is joining. Tamara is in the comments, as well as Jamie, and Jalen was in the comments, but I don't know, he was being chaotic with everything, so he must have disappeared for a
Yeah, ain't
second.
no telling, child. He's always.
But he was here in the person who got beat up. He's also was in the comments earlier as well. But you guys can,
I'll let y'all know if you say something, I'll let y'all know who he is. That took the pin. There's Jamie.
There's Jamie. But yeah, so like if you guys want to, whoever want to start and go around and kind of, share some of your moments, experiences and stuff like that with Nicki. You can do, whoever want to start first, you can.
I'm gonna just start out with this real quick because I just want everybody to know how the type of person Nicki was. This is a random message. I went back on my messages and found this.
Oh God.
Me and Nicki were talking because the person I was talking to at one point, he was going back and forth talking about what should I do, everything else. And I was like, Nicki told me I should get her flowers. And I was like, I don't know if I should do that. I might be overloaded on flowers. Nicki's reply was, I'll fry my pussy on the stove before I beg a nigga to do right.
Sounds about right.
Let me tell you, that is, why am I blue?
Not you blurry.
I am. I'm trying to get my camera together. I'm like, what the hell just happened?
That's Nicki.
Nicki,
That's
please,
absolutely Nicki.
Not right now. Okay. She just put our whole head in this camera and blurred it.
Yeah, she fucking with you over there.
But Santana know this, cartel forever, undisputed cartel. They try to get her stuff together. Man, so many things that has happened in that group. Jumping of Jalen, AAA. I know Santana remembers AAA. Nicki going in the comments every Triple Mania, looking on Google how to spell stuff in Spanish.
Like, girl, leave us alone, please.
Mika, you remember what's it called? Wrestle Kingdom 17 when Mercedes was debuting. We all tried to stay up in the morning.
Baby, I think it was only me, you, and her that made it. I think everybody else.
Girl, I had to work.
Oh God, work. Just so many moments, man. And Santana knows this. You, Nicki, was my sinister six. Y'all was my nemesis. Y'all jumped my brother. Y'all jumped me. Anytime I say anything to y'all, I was getting jumped. Not one word can come out of my mouth before I got jumped. You said something to Nicki, you got to deal with Santana. You said something to Santana, you got to deal with Nicki. It was never a fair fight because they don't fight fair.
We let you get up.
Yeah. What's up?
We let you get up.
Yeah. No, you didn't.
Let him get up. Let him get up.
I just got jumped. And man, I'm gonna be completely honest. I'm gonna miss so many of the fights that we had, just the funny fights and just goofy times that we had. The draft, Sam and Nicki going at it. Me and Nicki going.
Y'all gotta chill.
The draft, yeah.
The other day. Okay.
The draft will forever be the most funniest thing ever. Man.
The draft will remain forever, bro.
Oh God, I wish I could tell about the draft, but
we can't talk about.
We can't talk about it on this. But man, I've been trying my best to get through this. Y'all know I don't cry, do none of that. I only talk about happy moments. Mm-hmm. And it was a lot of them. Like I said, I'm gonna miss so many things of just like staying up all night. Me and Nicki used to watch so much of just film, tape study, TNA, different companies, and that's how she kind of got into Trey Miguel and different people. Eddie Edwards, Charlotte Flair. She sent her regard, by the way. She did. I did speak to her earlier. I wanted to say that. she loved those people so much, and she studied her ass off. And once again, we'll let you know she did better than you in 2 years than you did in how many years. And I think you guys should really know that, because it was some stuff behind that. Late nights, not going to sleep, a whole week of rooms, discords, everything, not getting any sleep at all, just so we can study. That way she knew what she had to do. And y'all can't take that away from her. And I'm not going to let y'all take that away from her.
I appreciate that. But we did let you get up though. You didn't get jump all the time. Like you had a time to get up, you know. She loved Team Adams. Deanna, but she loved Taya. She loved Chelsea, Tasha Steele. You know what I'm saying? Like that is true. Jamie would sometimes come in a room and it'd just be me and Nicki in the room chilling, talking about random stuff or whatever, you know, and everything like that. Working at the hotel, we know. Get out my damn lobby. Let me say something. The funniest moments have been with Nicki at work when she was working at the hotel.
Baby, because that fucking refrigerator, the refrigerator
with that noise.
Bro.
Like, let me turn. She had to turn it off.
That was her arch nemesis. A lot of y'all think y'all had beef with her. That fucking fridge was her real nemesis. Okay.
It used to make so much noise. So much noise. The chair.
It was part of the show.
People coming in asking for discounts or
and guess what? She charged
questions. Literally did charge them more dumbass questions. You know, people calling her. Whatever, and I stayed at the hotel that Nicki was working at for SummerSlam that weekend, and Nicki's downstairs at work. I'm in my room, and we're still on the phone with each other. Like I can't just go down to the lobby. This is very, very chaotic. Honestly, like knowing that you're in the presence of all the shit that transpires here. Random people walking in. Some old man would always come in just to get some cereal and leave. Like we were supposed to prank call her that day. We had made a plan to prank call Nicki at the hotel and like just play around or some shit like that, but you know, it didn't transpire that way. But you know, maybe in another life.
Yeah.
Sam, Kenneth, Tevi, whoever want to go next.
I guess I'll go next. I just, love her. I still remember from Wale Mania in Texas, getting cussed out because I didn't want to go up to Hootie and AJ and gags for a photo. So she went over there and got the photo for me, and I'm forever grateful for that, because I honestly did not have, y'all know that night I was y'all know
Almost knocked my ass over.
yes,
baby.
to get to the
Baby.
But and then just seeing her like at the TNA show, just she was just a light, and I'll be forever grateful.
Yeah, because her and Fabi had beef, honey. Fabi told Nicki got there. She was like, "What the fuck she just say to me?" Let me tell you that. But Nicki was also a little intoxicated too, and that was like the first time I was around Nicki in person. Let me.
I'm sorry.
Let me tell you something. That shit was so fucking funny. She turned her whole body around. I was like, what the fuck she say to me? And I was like, she told you to shut up.
I still remember that.
It's Santana forever egging shit on.
Funny. Oh my god.
It's Santana forever egging shit on.
I was like, all right. It's like, okay.
Oh my god.
It was just funny as hell. Like it really was. Man. We would get canceled, buddy. I'm sorry.
Yeah, we can't talk about everything.
We can't talk about everything, but
yeah.
we would get, y'all would look at us in a different light, honestly. I might try to send us to the void. Kenneth, you want to go next and everything?
Yeah. So I'm gonna say this: Charlotte Flair, Trey Miguel, or Nicki Minaj. Before you let any one of the three names slip out your mouth, be prepared to go to war with Nicki. Tell you that. She's gonna shut you down. She's gonna stand on business, curse you out, and she will make sure she, like Jamar said, she done her homework. So it'd be rarely that she's gonna be ever inaccurate with anything she's gonna talk about. She made sure she had the facts, the points, she knew time period. She can tell you every single thing. Probably knew what they was eating for their diet plan. She was gonna make sure she knew that. But definitely fun times, man. Just all the arguments. Russell Kahn, just seeing her in a natural element, how she stand on business, how she thought she was gonna lose her voice at this point. She just stand up for Trey Miguel going crazy. I'm happy I got a chance to have her in my life, become a wonderful friend. Sweet, genuine soul. She always stayed positive. She told us definitely stories about who she was and where she came from. But that's not about, that's not your story. It's where you're going and who you become while you on that journey. And that's something we definitely, real time as friends, got to see her do is grow as a person, grow within wrestling, grow within her purpose, and be defined in it. And I'm just grateful to have been a part of her support system along with everybody else here to just, help elevate her and give her words of encouragement. And the long nights, the laughter, the arguments wasn't for nothing. It all amounted to something that helped her become the best she could be.
Absolutely. Tevi.
Woo. So first, I just want to say I literally thank God for the OGs. I thank God for each and every last one of y'all. Like the OGs is the first group of black people who were interested in wrestling that I got a chance to meet and to get to know each and every one of you guys outside of what brought us together, just to get to know each one of you guys, your personalities, and just the great individuals and human beings that y'all are. I'm so forever grateful for that. Y'all know I'm the one that I live a busy life, so I'm always in and out the room. I jump in when I can.
Mm-hmm.
I live for the support that y'all give, not only to me, but the support that we always have given to each other. Um, Jamar, you know my fucking nerves. Um, ever since day one, going from the big group in Clubhouse to the set number of OGs that we have, and how what we've been doing this for 5 years.
Yeah,
Like
we in college now. For
hell
real.
yeah. Like, and the fact that you guys were put into my life and the fact that I got to know my good sis, y'all know I always call Nikki my good sis.
Mm-hmm.
The fact that I got to get a chance to know her and the fact that she was who she was in the community that was not open to the LGBT community. Me being a black gay man, her being a black trans woman, like my bitch stood 10 toes down no matter what. And that's what I live for, and that's what I always love. To this day, I can hear that bitch in the back of my head saying, sis, is you getting up in the room tonight, sis? I'd be like, girl, I got practice. I got practice. But I'll be there afterwards. All right, bitch, because you better get up in here because you know our girl Charlotte about to come. You know Bianca about to come through. And when I got the call, I was literally at work. I saw the group chat blown up. Our group chat always blown up. So I'm thinking, damn, somebody probably got released or some shit. I'll check it later. But I knew it was real when Mika called me. I saw Mika's name pop up on my phone and I couldn't answer the phone at that point in time. And so I shot my sister text message and that's when she told me. And I was just like, damn. It was one of them moments where it's kind of like, you feel like when niggas say, oh, bitch, you fucked the city up with this one. Bitch, she fucked the city up with this one. And it's like, to know Nicki is to love Nicki. And to know Nicki is to know that that bitch gonna hold you accountable. To know Nicki is to know when you call her out on her shit, she will hold herself accountable, but she gonna let you know, okay, yeah, I was wrong, but bitch, this is why I said what the fuck I said, and I meant what the fuck I said. I always live for that, and I will always forever take that with me. I live for the fact that my sis got to graduate college. I live for the fact that my sis came into this wrestling game and she shook shit up. I live for the fact that, like she always said, bitch, I took over this shit in 2 years and y'all hoes been here 10, 15, 20. The impact that she is leaving not only on wrestling as a whole, but the lives that she has touched says a lot to who she is as a person. The doors that she has opened for any and everybody that's just like her. I ain't even gonna say open doors. My bitch came and she kicked that shit off the motherfucking hinges, Memphis style. There will never be another Nicki. I thank God for the fact that I got to know my good sis. Like y'all said, from times of us just sitting up in the damn room, not doing nothing, just going back and forth talking shit. I'm gonna miss the times when we all jump and we gang up on Sam because Sam the youngest one in the crew.
Shut the fuck up, Sam.
Yeah. Shut the fuck up, Sam.
Bruh.
Oh, we love you, Sam. I swear we do.
Sam, read the room.
Baby, I'm going to
Sam,
miss.
pull up.
Okay, Sam, pull up. I'm gonna miss her and Santana going in on everybody in the room and me sitting to the side like, yeah, my sister's getting them. My sister's
I
getting
always
them.
shut the fuck up because they ain't got nothing to do with me.
Okay, that ain't got shit to do with me. Because at the end of the day, I'm on my girl side. What's up? Um,
And
for the end all be y'all, I love y'all. Like my good sis said earlier, we don't have to come together all the time for some sad shit. Like literally, I want to always remember y'all the way that I remember Nicki. I remember the happy times. I remember the good times. That's how I always want to remember all of y'all. Anytime y'all know me, bitch. Anytime y'all need a bitch, jump in the DMs. I'm there. Like, what's up? Y'all know I live a chaotic life, but the OGs, I'm forever in debt to y'all. I love y'all. Nicki, bitch, I know you looking down on us, talking shit. Sis, I love you from the bottom of my heart. Everything that you have done, the lives that you have touched. You are an amazing person. There will never be another Nicki. Bitch, it's Barbie Day. It's
cheers.
Barbie Day, bitch. Cheers to the girls' weekend. All
Cheers,
right.
Cheers to the girls we love.
That's
Cheers,
what
She
my good
always
said.
she will always say that with
Okay.
anything Real Housewives. She will always be quoting that. She will always say that. That would get on my damn nerves.
Baby.
And that'll be after she reads somebody, and then she
After
be
she
like,
reads
yeah,
somebody.
cheers to the girls.
To the girls' weekend. Okay. I got my liquor for my sis. Of course, I got my good blunt roll for my sis. I'm gonna
Yeah.
drink, I'm gonna smoke, and we are forever going to make sure that her memory lives on. That's all I got. I love y'all niggas. And Justin.
That part.
And Justin.
And Justin.
Yeah.
I was waiting for that part.
Yeah. Justin is also a part of the OGs. Somehow he got snuck up in there. You
Don't do
know?
that.
I'm joking.
Don't do that.
I'm joking. But he's definitely is a part of the OGs. The TSU stand up, the TSU, the only TSU.
TSU.
Girl, because
You have no idea.
TXSU. Girl, shut up.
The only TSU that like
The only
she
TSU.
did not play about Tennessee State University.
Okay,
At
my
all.
girl loved that blue.
She did. She did. Oh yeah. All right, Mika.
You know I've been dreading this moment. Because I think outside of Santana, it's probably me that was connected to her hip. A lot of y'all don't know how I got here. I just kind of popped up in y'all's wrestling lives and y'all knew me. But it was actually Santana and Nicki as the reason that I started doing media for wrestling. Because see, way back in the long time ago days, they got on with that place that we don't talk about, the Shadow Realm. And I never will forget the day that these two motherfuckers bombarded me. And they were like, listen, just right. Just come right. Just come right. Come work under me in Santana. We know you know what you're talking about, because I was probably one of the loudest voices in the wrestling rooms as far as women on Clubhouse when we started. And y'all know, the people that know me, I'm gonna talk my shit. I'm gonna do what I do. But I don't have to be seen. That was never a thing for me. So I was like, right, girl, I got to do an interview and all of this shit. And Nicki was like, girl, the interview was with Santana. Just fucking do the shit. Decided, okay, all right, bitch, I'll do it. Started with Women's Wrestling Talk. Wrote the article about Big Swole's most memorable moments, because at that point she was not retired. And then Santana comes and asks me, will I start hosting? All of this shit is because of Nicki and Santana, that I am on y'all's screens every Sunday, that y'all have got to meet me, that y'all know who I am, because I was content being loud as fuck on Clubhouse and going back in my corner and minding my motherfucking business. The OGs were at my fucking wedding. I did a virtual stream just so that my people could be at my wedding. And I will never forget. And Tim was there. Nicki called when I was going through my divorce, because quiet as it's kept, that's why I was away from Women's Wrestling Talk so long. Me and my ex-husband were going through a divorce, and I wasn't well. I think that's probably the worst that the OGs had seen me ever be, emotionally, physically, everything. And Nicki calls and she's like, well, I'm coming to town for Hard to Kill, and you got to come outside. And I'm like, bitch, I'm not going no fucking where. Like, outside, I'm going through a divorce. I am emotionally unstable. I don't have no fucking money. Like, I'm not going outside. She calls Tim, tells Tim, that's NYC franchise, the Danger Zone, that's in the comments. He calls me. You coming outside? I'm not coming outside. Next thing I know, I'm at motherfucking Cidercade with these motherfuckers. And then we go get sushi. Then we go to the show. And then after the show, and I don't know if Tim remembers this, but we ended up in this bar. I think this is the bar where we saw D-Lo. I don't know. It was random as fuck. And as y'all know, Nicki loves to give pep talks while she's drunk. She turns to me in the middle of this bar and starts telling me who I am. And probably about a 20-minute long, I didn't say shit because I couldn't get a word in edgewise, of this woman telling me how much she loves me, how important I am, how I can't be hiding, how I can't not share my light, how I have to be who I am, how I'm the reason she started talking in Clubhouse and all this other shit. And I'm like, girl, this ain't about me. 20 fucking minutes. I'm sobbing at the bar because this bitch just decides she needs to tell me about myself, because apparently I had forgotten. And just recently, we had that conversation again. And while she was in the hospital, a lot of people were saying that they received a care package from her. I absolutely received a card from her for Valentine's Day that I would cherish for the rest of my life. We knew she was sick, but we did not know it was going to end like this. So if y'all want to ever thank anybody for knowing me, thank Nicki and thank Santana. Because if it wasn't for them, I literally would not be here. If it wasn't for the OGs pushing me, I would not be here. Even though I haven't been in Clubhouse much recently, y'all know that changes nothing. I just saw Jamari in Vegas, gave him the biggest hug, saw Justin in Vegas, Kenneth knows me, and Kenneth been knowing each other for a long time. Saw Sammy in Vegas. Me and Santana, you know, she knows she can call my phone at any point. You know, she may not be emotional with y'all, but I know her for real. So yeah. But I don't think anybody ever loved me harder than Nickie did. And it was just because she knew me. It was not, I didn't do anything special to earn it. I didn't have to be somebody that I wasn't. So when I saw that message that her family posted, I kind of swallowed my tongue because I didn't know where we were going. And the first thing I thought was, I need to check the OGs. I need to go to the OGs. I don't know if anybody saw this. And I literally put a message in the chat. Hadn't been in there in months, y'all. And I said, hey, do you guys know? Jamari texted me instantly. And I was like, okay, well, did somebody tell Santana? Because Santana does not be on Facebook. Okay. She don't do Facebook like that. And that's where her family posted it. Because I knew the person that I needed to get to was her tag partner. Me and Santana talked, maybe an hour that next day, just about everything. Love you, Justin. Love you so much. Justin actually sent me my first Yeti mic that I used on my first pod ever, on his pod. If you go back to the long, long time ago days, the first time I ever did a wrestling pod was on the Wrestling Classic. And I think Nickie and Santana too. I think it was all of us went on the Wrestling Classic and did our first pods. And so, you know, that was the jumping point. But if y'all don't understand anything else about Garrison, because I'm not talking about Nickie, I'm talking about Garrison.
Wayne,
baby. If y'all don't understand anything else, understand that Nickie loved the way that she loved because she lost the things that she lost. And she never wanted anyone to feel how she felt with the loss that she went through. And so she made it a point to love people fiercely. And I always thought I love people out loud. Baby, me and Nickie used to go laugh for laugh, love for love. Because Jamie is the mama, but I was the mama that fussed. Because see, Jamie missed everything in the group. I didn't miss shit. So when Jamie was around, she was mama. But if it wasn't Jamie, it was me. Getting to host y'all in my house for WrestleMania, one of the joys of my life. Getting to meet Jeff Hardy, and that happened because of Santana and Nickie, because my ass was running late. I was arguing with my husband that morning. He didn't want to shut up. I was running late, driving 90, trying to get down the freeway. I get there, they were already in line. I count my money. I'm missing money. These motherfuckers pulling out quarters and dollars like, nah, we got this. We finna do this. Recorded the whole thing. And then after that day, long ass day, that's the day we saw Maven going up the escalator. And I told Maven that because we had just rewatched Tough Enough together. I don't know if y'all remember that, but we had rewatched that season together.
We did.
I was like, Maven, we just watched you on Tough Enough. And I kid you not, he said, damn, I wish I could give y'all's time.
Yep, he did.
And we all fell out laughing. These motherfuckers running in the braid randomly on the elevator when we got separated. Because it was so much fucking going on. Okay?
Wow.
That weekend. The joys of my life and the people that reached out to me. I spoke to Taya. I spoke to Deanna. I spoke to Trey. I spoke to Charlotte as well. Like, it was a big one. because I never thought that we would be here without her. Not this early. Not this soon. I definitely thought it was going to be me before her. Like, all the shit I was going through, y'all know I done had surgeries and all this other shit happening. I thought it was going to be me. But it ain't nothing y'all can't tell me about that girl. I love her so much. And we are hurting, but we are happy that we can celebrate you. And the privilege of knowing you. And the ability to keep you alive through us. And through the love that sometimes harshly, like that trash can in my kitchen, you imparted. You know, everyone is saying this, but there will absolutely never be another Garrison. There will never be another Wayne. There will never be another Nickie Booshie. And Nickie, I'm going to tell you this right now, and I don't give a fuck who hears it. That bitch didn't say nothing to me in Vegas when she looked me in my fucking face. She didn't say fucking shit. Because she knew, I don't give a fuck who event this was. I'll shut the shit down if you say something to me. So just know, business was stood on in your honor, baby. And will forever be. And we will forever ride for her and her name like she wrote for us.
Beautifully spoken. Everybody put y'all. I got my Pepsi.
Look,
You know,
let me
you know,
drink water, bitch.
you know, I'm straight
Baby.
back.
I got tequila
Hey,
too,
chill.
though. I got
I'm not
both.
drinking Jack. It's a B box.
I got tequila.
Girl.
I got water in my Stanley. I got both.
Okay, you know.
Thank you,
Baby.
Steph, because you was there and you saw, stood
I
on
don't
business,
have
didn't give
I
a
don't have
fuck.
enough complaints.
Just
Yeah,
know my
it's
sis is
okay.
haunting bitches until the end of motherfucking time.
Listen, cause
Sam,
Them
drink some
hoes,
Girl,
them
that
hoes
was
gonna
good.
go to turn they motherfucking laptops on, and them bitches gonna start flickering and shit.
I hope so. I hope so. And just so you know, girl, she looked cheap all weekend.
Ooh.
Well, that's on an everyday basis, but
Baby, it was bad.
you know,
It was
top.
bad.
Okay, but
Yes. Now
you know,
and Nickie had the most up and
yeah,
down relationship.
we feel like,
Baby.
But
greatest rivalry.
we knew y'all loved each other.
mm-hmm.
We knew y'all loved each other.
Justin was her ex-husband. They had that ex-wife, ex-husband relationship.
They did have an ex-wife, ex-husband relationship. Tim, don't bring that up. Oh my God.
Jamie, you know what? Yeah,
Jamie, we not gonna ask what Sam drinking. We just gonna act like we didn't see it.
Oh my God!
Sam better be drinking apple juice.
I can't. I
Sam
can't.
was
Jamie,
drinking
you
it
are
Drinking water.
sick. You are
Sam need to
sick.
drink some damn water or some apple
Give that man
juice.
some water.
Oh God, Jamie, you're sick.
Water, bro.
You're not right. You're not right.
But honestly,
God.
and thank you to Justin, and I'm gonna say this from the three of us, her passed on, me and Santana. Thank you, Justin. Because you did believe in us and you encouraged us. And no, Sam doesn't drink water. No, please. But Justin is the reason why you have all three of us. I can tell you that right now. Santana was already doing media in other spaces, but not necessarily in wrestling. And Justin was the one that was like, nah, y'all need to come over here. So I will say the thank you that I know she said to you. You know, I know she had the opportunity to tell you, but, you know, thank you, OGs.
I know she looking at Justin like, Justin,
Girl.
fuck you.
She is calling all types of names right now.
Baby. But shout out to Justin for believing in black women.
Yes, that part. Justin always believed in black women, baby, okay?
From the start.
From the start. But yeah, I mean, we've shared a lot of amazing moments with Nickie, and as Mika said, we were really expecting a loss within our group so early. I mean, we could see if you watch kind of like Nicki, you see how everything much like decline and everything like that. You could just kind of just see um and everything. But also she would still pop in the rooms where she can. And we are undefeated. Absolutely. We will always
We
be
never
undefeated.
had to wrestle them because we was in the gold standard, so
We
it
are,
was
we
never
are
us. We was
always
all together.
undefeated. You know what I'm saying? We are always undefeated, forever undefeated. But we shared a lot of amazing moments within our group, a lot of laughters, a lot of top moments in the OGs that some people will never ever be able to experience within our group. And it does suck that we, lost someone within our group so early. Um when they still had so much more that they wanted to accomplish and everything. And from the first time meeting Nicki in Dallas in 2022, where we hugged, to the last time I saw her in Memphis in 2023, where we had our last hug. Yeah, I know I'm not a hugger. I'm not. But there were
Some of us get hugs.
some people get hugs, not everybody. But within that moment, the last time we spent together in person was in 2023, and that was for the Memphis show. That was we was kind of starting the Shakers Den after leaving the multiverse, and we were trying to see exactly what we wanted to do with this platform and where we was gonna go with it and what we was gonna do with it, and basically taking all of the work ethic that we put elsewhere and put it into our own shit. And there's so much that this channel could have had potential to be, but we won't ever be able to see that now anymore. And even though we kind of had, that was the last time we saw each other in person, was in Memphis.
Yeah, last
For
time I saw her was when we were all together in Dallas too.
So it's like, we were even after Dallas, we went to SummerSlam with the GCW. We went we, we went to so many different things together after meeting for the first time, and then just constantly working on the shows together. And working people, if you was in a clubhouse, you saw that me and Nicki were spilling out ideas. Okay, you write this article, okay, we're gonna host this, we're gonna do that. Like, people were able to see how we worked in real time and notice that we were a tag team. We were the most dominating tag team in wrestling media. We were, and to see someone who enjoyed the passion that they love doing and what they could have been. We're not able to see the full potential that Nicki was going to once prosper anymore. But it does make me happy that she is at peace. She's no longer in pain. She doesn't have to worry about the things that she was dealing with and everything like that. And she's able to, and it's going to hurt to say, but she's able to be with her dad that she lost as a kid, that she always talked about. There were always moments in those rooms where Nicki will always talk about her dad, always talk about, and stuff like that. And they're able to now be together, something that she always wanted, and she's able to have that now. So before we do get out of here, I want to thank everybody who was able to come by to be a part of the live stream birthday tribute, to share their thoughts, share their experiences, share their favorite moments of Nicki, and so on and so forth. And a shout out to, once again, Mika and Jamari for getting those videos for me. That was amazing to have. I really do appreciate that. And thank you. I just want to say thank each and every one of you guys who have watched me and Nicki on other platforms and even on our own platforms.
Same. Thank you.
So I really, 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 really do appreciate that. And before I show the tribute video that I curated together, as you know, me and Nicki created the Shakers Den. It's invite only because this was something that we wanted to continue doing after everything that transpired. We created this platform for us where we're able to incorporate us playing the game or still talking about wrestling and incorporating fashion and even incorporating reality TV because we do like the ratchetness over here. We will watch baddies every Sunday. You already know 10 o'clock. Watching baddies and we're putting it up and we're watching it together, all the screams and yelling and so on and so forth, and playing Fortnite. Finally, getting our duo wins on there, and so much more. And so I know that we stopped posting here about a year ago because of Nikki's illness. We didn't really exactly say exactly why we stopped posting or why we were gonna not be doing anything with the Shakers Den anymore. Was because things were slowly progressing to the point where Nikki was not able to do the shows anymore. And you can't have the Shakers Den without the Salt Shakers together.
Right.
So as of today, this will be the last time that we have the Shakers Den open. It is going to be closed for good. I had to get the cobwebs dusted off here because we haven't been here in a long time. So, we had to clean up a little bit.
That's okay. I had a broom. We was all right.
But this will be the last time that we post that anything gets posted on here. This is not only just a farewell to Nicki, but a farewell to the Shakers Den, the platform that her and I created together. We started it together, and unfortunately, we're not able to end it together. And so that's something that I wanted to kind of do here with the live stream and put it on our platform to say that this is it. This is the last thing that will ever be posted on this channel. I'm not closing the channel or deleting it because this is basically all that I have left of her, and what we created together and the work that we put in over here to create something special. And yeah, so once again, I appreciate everyone who was able to come in and everyone who was able to pull up in the chat. I really, really do appreciate it so much. You guys have no idea when you go from spending all your time with someone to having those moments where you don't have anyone to talk to. Sometimes it does get a little lonely, and that is something I kind of experienced a little bit because I don't have her here. Even though I have other people, I don't have her. Because she was always with me. So I appreciate everybody who has reached out to me and just all of that. So here's this tribute video that I created for Nicki, and I hope that everyone enjoys it. It's not long, but I wanted to do something that just shows the kind of person that she was and so on and so forth. So I hope you guys enjoy it. I hope you guys like it. Because I'm always nervous about showing the stuff that I do.
We're gonna love it. We're gonna love it.
It's just me. Y'all know when I start creating stuff, I always get very antsy because I want it to look good and stuff, and I'm hoping that everybody else likes it. So
you probably shouldn't make us all cry. It's fine.
That part, because Mika had me crying earlier, and y'all know I'm a G. Y'all know I'm a thug, bro.
So here's the tribute video, and I hope you guys do like it.
Do one for the newbie. For the newbie? Okay, the newbie gets a question. For the newbie. Get the newbie a microphone.
Hi, I'm Big Barbie, Nicki Booshie here.
Love it.
Thank you so much.
You can create your own space in media. Like, media is not just interviews. Media is transformed to all different channels. I just do what makes me happy because it's something that I enjoy. I don't feel like I'm in competition with the next person. I don't feel like none of that. I feel like there's so much room that sometimes people are uncomfortable when you're the loudest. I don't give a fuck. I'm gonna be the loudest. I'm going to introduce myself to every person in the room. And I'm going to speak to everybody in the room. that's just my nature. One thing that I love about being in this industry is that I don't really have a title. I just am who I am. And at the end of the day, I'm still a fan. You're still gonna catch me in GA. You're still gonna catch me at the indies, like in the crowd. You're still gonna catch me yelling. You're still gonna catch me like, I'm a fan, and that's the one thing that I respect the most about this business, is that you don't have to never lose sight of being a fan. From my experience, I've been able to really just connect with some of the biggest, like literally the biggest people in the world. I don't know, it's just so rewarding.
So I'm sorry, you know.
That was perfect, Santana.
You know, I had to do something a little bit, add Nicki Minaj in there, because you know she loved
That's her
Nicki,
girl.
love Nicki Minaj so much, and I tried to find something that wouldn't get me copyrighted.
You did good. You did good.
So
Right, Justin, that's when I started crying. Like, why would you do that?
Yeah.
you know, when I brought this thought to Mika, I did it before like Mania, and I thought like I wanted to do something because I feel like I wasn't able to do anything. And so I was like, what about just for her birthday? You know, something really special, something like where I can get so many people that have build a connection with her and have build a relationship with her in so many different ways, right? And so I said on this video a lot because I was like, I didn't know what I wanted to do. I didn't know how I wanted to do it, but I wanted to make it so special that it includes everybody that was able to meet her, everybody that she had a connection with, whether it's like her favorite wrestlers or people that she met within this space, within this community that allowed her to be herself in so many different ways. And I went and I listened to different interviews or stuff like that on podcasts that she was on. And I wanted to take those special moments that you really get to know the authentic version of Nicki that we get to see. Not what you see like on social media, but what we got to hear every single day and experience every single day. And I wanted to include that because I wanted to include that moment with her and Cody because that was the first time she was in a press room and she was the one to get that opportunity to ask him a question, you know, which was so amazing to see. You watch someone from the beginning all the way up into that moment and so much more, and we won't have that anymore.
Yeah.
We won't, you know. And so I wanted to have that where it's not just about me and her, it's about her and everybody that she's met, everybody that she's spoken to, everyone that she's interacted with, and so much more. Honestly, that video could have been a lot longer because Nicki has done a lot of shit.
Yeah.
Nicki has done a lot of shit. You have no idea. She really has. And I just wanted to just incorporate just every piece of people who, like I said, have met her and have experienced her and stuff like that. It sucks that all of us don't really have much of a photo with her, but at the end of the day, we spent the most time with her out of everyone. And so I just felt like that was just something that I wanted to put together.
There was a time.
There
we're just
was.
gonna leave it at that.
Right. You know,
exactly, Justin. Her making you watch scary movies at all times of night.
all kinds of like watching Halloween and everything like that. But I wanted to have that created so that we may not be able to hear her voice anymore in real time, but we will always have the memories. We will always have, you know, that's why I don't want to delete the Shakers Den because this is all that I have left. If I want to go back and listen to one of our shows or something because I'm thinking of her, I can always go back and listen to some wild shit she said on the show that people may have not caught on to, and everything. But that's just something that I kind of wanted to do because it it allows me to accept the fact that she is no longer here and that every day is not going to be easy. It's still not easy. This is probably the first time that I cried since then,
Yeah.
since you know finding out it happened and stuff, and still sometimes being in disbelief and kind of ducking off, from time to time to kind of just be to myself or whatever. But you know, that's that's pretty much all that I wanted to do, and I'm going to keep this channel up, like I said, because this is all that I have left with her. And this is where pretty much what we started together. And I wanted to end it that way. So
Can you post that so we
yeah, I'm
can
gonna
share it for the people that
I'm gonna post those who may have missed the video. I am gonna post it on social media, for others to kind of look and go back and stuff. When they was trying to figure out who attacked Trick. And stuff. And I remember I went back on Twitter. I was kind of going back through as I was kind of looking at some different stuff. And I ran across a video that when I was playing, I think it was 2K24 My Rise. And this was when Piper had attacked Stephanie. And I went back and watched that video, and it was like, what happened to Stephanie? And then the whole time was like, Piper went and beat up Stephanie McMahon in the game. And this was after the fact of Kayla announcing that. When I tell you that shit was so fucking funny, because it's like, why did you go do that? But there's so many amazing moments that we could all go through and share about Nickie. And I will always forever appreciate her because, like I said, I've never had much of a friend in my life that has been in my corner the way that she has, because it's always the opposite. And she's always supported everything that I did, and she supported everything that everybody else did too, and everything. So she did. She absolutely did. Speaking of that, first time she met Charlotte was Dallas. We knew that she was going to be at Cricket in Dallas, and we had left Wale Mania like 1 something in the morning or whatever. We didn't get no sleep. We only slept for like maybe 2 or 3 hours. We got up and drove to Cricket to stand outside so that she can meet Charlotte for the very, very first time. And when I tell you she got a chance, she was literally shaking. When I say shaking, like she was shaking. She was scared. She was scared to walk up to her. She didn't believe it was real. After Nickie, you see in the video, after she got the photo with her, girl, she ran out like somebody told Maury, like you're not the father of the child type shit. Like that's how she ran out. And I was it was such a special moment to see that. And any meet and greets that any of her faves had, she always went and took photos with them or just sat and talked to them, and they would talk to her and stuff. So yeah, that's pretty much kind of all that I have to say. But once again, I want to thank everybody for she was. I want to thank everybody, like I said, once again for pulling up to the live stream. Those who came in, Lovely, Al, Stephanie, Black Wrestling Podcast. Thank you guys so much for coming in to speak about Nickie. OGs, of course. You already know we talk almost every day with each other and stuff. So it is what it is and everything. To everyone that's in the chat, really, really appreciate you guys for being here as well. Definitely do appreciate it. To just everyone else in general, Nickie would really, really be appreciative of everything from everybody. And yeah, that's that. So we're gonna go ahead and get on out of here because I did say this one's supposed to be longer than what it is, but it is what it is. Happy birthday, Nickie.
Happy birthday, Nicki.
Happy
No,
birthday,
girl.
Nicki.
You know, you supposed to be here when I have my children, honey. Like, what we
Baby,
doing?
because she was fussing at me about that. I was supposed to be having kids so she can babysit.
In the words of Nicki, fuck Star Wars. It's my birthday, bitch.
All right, bye everyone.